Well, let's return to the always contentious issue of asylum seekers. The Prime Minister says she's open to negotiations, but the opposition leader Tony Abbott has signalled that he's not. For more, our political editor Lyndal Curtis joins us now from Canberra. Good morning, Lyndal. The PM says she's open to discussions, but on what exactly?
That's a very good question, Karina. She wouldn't say what she's open to discussions on. She just said in an interview I did with her yesterday several times that she's open to discussions. She also says to get something done that the MPs need to work across the parliament. So she's open to discussions not only with the opposition but across the parliament as well. But she hasn't put anything else on the table apart from the compromise the government already had, which is if the opposition allowed the Malaysian solution to go ahead, the what's been termed the refugee swap to go ahead, then the government would reopen the processing centre on Nauru and Manus Island as well. But as you said, the opposition doesn't seem to want any compromise. Indeed, the Shadow Immigration Minister, Scott Morrison, a couple of times yesterday said effectively it's the government that's the problem. So a signal that even if the government did change policy to what the opposition wanted, the opposition still believes there needs to be a change of government to get something done on asylum seekers.
And what about that group of cross-party MPs? They met yesterday, they're due to meet again, and as well as that, the Labor left met last night?
Yes, the Labor factions usually have a meeting on the night before a caucus meeting. There'll be a caucus meeting today, as well as the Coalition Joint Parties meeting. But yes, there are a few MPs who got together yesterday. It was a meeting convened by Independent Tony Windsor, had Independent Andrew Wilkie and WA Nationals MP Tony Crook, as well as Labor's Steve Georgianis and Mal Washer and Judy Moylan from the Liberal Party, starting talks, also Independent Rob Oakeshott as well, starting to see if they can find any common ground. It is unlikely, though, that a grouping like that would push for the sort of change that the coalition wants to see. And indeed, Labor's left has said many times that it would not accept a return to what's called John Howard's Pacific solution, that is processing on Nauru with the addition of temporary protection visas.
Now, you mentioned the caucus and joint party room meetings that are being held today. Is this likely to be top of the agenda now?
It's likely to be on the agenda, but the interesting thing about these meetings is they are the last meetings that will be held before the 6-week winter break. So there's likely to be some geeing up of the troops as they prepare to go out and spend some time in their electorates. The Prime Minister promised that this caucus meeting would be a discussion about the economy and about strategy, and MPs would also get a briefing about the white paper that the government has commissioned into Australia in the Asian century. Both meetings are likely to hear the sorts of messages their leaders want them to get across as they send them out into the electorate. Of course, a very interesting time in politics, because on Sunday we will see the carbon price come in, we'll see the mining tax come in, and also tax cuts associated with the carbon price.
Lyndal Curtis in Canberra. We'll leave it there.
Thank you.